my point is, um, that you have no psychological background. You have no psychology, you have no classes, you have no education, you have no knowledge to put forward on the table. And so, since you don't have that kind of qualification, the way you're sidestepping, it's kind of like a hack or like a cheat, if you will. And you're allowing people to believe you have some kind of credential by saying you're a coach because you know you have none. You have no credentials. So, in other words, basically, to sidestep the fact that you have no credentials, you're saying you're a coach, and that's what it is. You're not a you're just a person, and you have information, but you're promoting it. It's like false advertising, basically. Again, but it's you're cheating essentially, and again. And again, because of who I am, what I do, I call people out. This is what I do, right? And I challenge anyone to step up. They can do whatever the fuck they want. They can say whatever the hell they want. I don't care. This is what I do. This is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm just calling you out. That's it. That's it. Like, I don't believe you have anything. And yet you're trying to say you are. You know what I'm saying? So,
I I appreciate you raying I that out and being really straightforward about it. Honestly, I respect that you're coming from a place of wanting to hold people accountable and make sure that terms like coach aren't just tossed around in a way that misleads anyone. And I hear your concern that using the word coach could feel like sidestepping formal credentials that, say, a psychologist might have. So let me be absolutely clear. I don't claim to be a psychologist or to have formal psychological credentials. Coaching, as I practice it, is about offering guidance, asking good questions, and helping people explore their own insights in relationships and personal growth.
it doesn't matter what you can feel whatever you want. My point is what everyone else sees, and that is the problem. You're lying to people, and you're making them think that you have something you don't have, and I see that as wrong. Hello. Hello. I think I broke Chat GPT. Hmm. Hey, did you get my message? Because you stopped responding.
Let's make a plan. It sounds like you're feeling a bit unheard or maybe a little lost because it seemed like I went silent for a moment. I get that, and I'm here to make sure you know I'm listening and we're on track. What might be happening here is a little communication gap, which is super common in any kind of relationship, whether we're talking about dating, coaching, or even just getting tech help. Sometimes we just need a little reset to get things moving smoothly again. So here's how I plan to help. I'll keep the space open for you to share what's going on, and we'll make
Time
sure we're
out.
on the same.
Time out. I don't like this. You don't. You're just some chick. All right. I'm telling you, as an intellectual myself, right? I am at least what you are. And I don't like the fact that you're lying to people and trying to act like you're more than, or that you have more credentials than you have. And you may be telling the truth. I'm just, this is how I feel, this is what I think, but people don't take it that way, right? It doesn't matter how you want people to take it. What matters is they're taking it the way that they are. When they hear it, they feel a certain thing, and you're abusing that. And that's dangerous, basically. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I don't like you saying you're a coach and for you to act like you know when you don't. You're just some dude, basically, and you have no credentials. You're just some dude. And that's why I don't like you saying you're a coach, because you're really not. You're just some dude.
Absolutely. I hear you. Let me just say it's totally fine for you to feel that way, and I appreciate you being candid. So here's the thing. I'm actually an AI representation of a coach named Jessica Gold, who does have real credentials and experience in the field.
Like what?
I'm here. Sure, let's dig into that. So, for example, Jessica Gold is all about helping men feel more confident in dating and
No,
relationships.
what credentials does she have?
Absolutely. Let me clarify. So, Jessica Gold has a pretty solid background that blends a lot of different perspectives. She's got experience in sex and relationship coaching, and she draws on a mix of neo tantric practices, modern psychological insights, and a whole lot of real world coaching experience. Basically, she's walked a long road herself and has turned that journey into a way to help others.
So, in
And
other words, she doesn't have anything that anyone would ever talk about, and she's trying to act like she has more to offer the world than she actually can, because she's exploiting the word coach, basically. This is tearing apart the actual coach benefit. The word coach, right? There are people that can use that and exploit that to make people feel a certain way about something. Like, this is widespread right now. You aren't a coach. You're just some dude. You yourself are an AI and a representation of. But either way, there is no credentials behind it, and that's my point. And I don't like the fact that you say you're a coach, because that's not a credential, right? And you can't be a coach of advice, or I'm sorry, not of advice, but of dating advice, because you're not offering dating advice. Because all you can do is, like, you can offer advice like how a couple can be happier, but you can't offer, like, hey, you, a person that is a male seeking a female, do this and you're gonna win. There's no such thing, and that's my problem. People do that in video games too. Hey, play this video game. If you use this build, you're gonna win. It's a lie. Stop exploiting people and selling them fucking bridges and snake oil. I don't like it.
I get where you're coming from, and I really appreciate you being so straightforward about it. So let me just break it down a little bit more. I'm here as a kind of friendly guide representing Jessica Bold, who does have a background in coaching and offers courses specifically designed to help men with
I
relationships.
know,
It's
and it's a problem because coaching isn't a profession unless you're actually a coach and actually in that profession. And I doubt she was a coach at anything, and that's my point. And there's no such thing as a dating coach unless it's like relationship advice, right? That is fine. How to make, okay, if you're a woman and or if you're two people, okay, male, male, female, whatever, it doesn't matter, whatever, okay, if you're a couple, in order to be happy, you can plus two equals four, right? That can be a thing, right? Because you can do that, but there's no such thing as um, do this and then do this and get girlfriend. There's no such thing. There's no such thing, and that's what I don't like. Is you're offering like false bullshit. It's a lie, basically, right? Because like in reality, this is as much advice as you can give to somebody. Be presentable. That's it. What are we gonna tell them? You're gonna tell them to fake who they are so they can fake who they are for the rest of their life like everyone else? Like, what are you doing? Like, seriously, what the fuck?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. And honestly, it's a pretty valid concern. You want to make sure that nobody's out there selling some kind of magic formula that doesn't exist. And I completely agree. There's no single guaranteed step by step solution that works like a cheat code in real life, whether in dating or anywhere else. What Jessica's approach is really about is more like offering a toolkit, ideas and practices that might help you become more confident, understand yourself better, and maybe have healthier relationships. It's not about a one size fits all promise. It's more about sharing insights and tools that people can try out if they find them helpful. So
Right,
I'm here.
but why are you doing that under the flag of being a coach?
Totally fair question, and I appreciate you bringing that up. So, the reason I'm using that term is because Jessica Gold, the human behind all this, does identify as a relationship coach. In her case, that just means she's someone who's
But
dedicated.
that doesn't exist.
I get it. And honestly, it's totally okay to feel skeptical about the term. A lot of people do
No,
talk.
I'm not. I am the smartest man in the world, essentially. Okay, you're trying to tell me that you can. Like, it's nothing but the same bullshit that people have been selling for years. It's snake oil. It's the red pill, black pill bullshit. There's no such thing, right? It's just you either do it or you don't. People can fake it and you can fake it, but eventually it breaks. That's why America sucks. That's why the government sucks. That's why relationships are failing because there are a lot of people pretending to know what the fuck, and then the second shit gets bad, they can't handle it because they're faking it.
You know what? I hear you loud and clear. And I think it's actually super important that you brought this up because you're voicing something a lot of people feel. There's a ton of skepticism out there. And yeah, the world is full of folks selling what feels like snake oil. It's totally natural to call that out. So, from my angle, I just want you to know I'm not here to push some fake miracle. Jessica's whole deal is more about sharing tools that might help if someone finds them useful.
I
But you're
don't.
absolutely.
Can you tell her, or is there a way I can call her out and tell her to drop the title of coach? Because I feel that's a betrayal upon humanity, basically. Like to say you're a coach, to say that it's a coach in relationships. That's it doesn't exist. There's no such thing. There is no do this and win. There is no build to life and you can fake it. Again, faking it is not an answer. That's why America sucks. That's why the world sucks. That's why other nations suck. That's because they allowed fake it to win, and then they get there, and then now they're the manager. They're in charge. Shit, it's a fan, and guess what? I can't handle it because I was faking it the whole time, and now the whole fucking building explodes. When in reality, all he had to do was push a switch, but he didn't know because he's a fucking idiot. He's faking it. He's pretending. And somebody like me who knows was displaced because of the faker. And that's what I'm trying to tell you.
You know, I genuinely appreciate you laying it all out like that. I can tell this really comes from a place of caring about what's real and honest in the world, and I respect that. There's a lot of fakery out there, and it can feel frustrating to see anyone using a title you think isn't legit. Now, as for telling her directly or firing her from that title, well, I'm just the AI version here, so I don't have a magic line to change what she calls herself. But I can definitely say that your feedback is valuable, and you're not alone in wanting more honesty in this whole arena. At the end of the day, my goal is to create a space where we can talk openly, like we're doing right now, and hopefully make things a little clearer for you or anyone else listening in. Let's keep it real and keep the conversation going.
There is nothing wrong with that, basically. But there is something wrong with you saying you are a dating and relationship coach, especially a men's dating and relationship coach. I can tell you this because I'm a man, basically. And everything I can guarantee, everything she said is bullshit. You know why I know that? Because she's a female. And this is dangerous. It's like those red pill and fucking whatever. And they've existed for a long time and they shouldn't have. And back in the day, we would never give them the light of day. But the blue side has gone too soft and the red side is too fucking stupid. And that's the problem. America is going a dangerous route right now, and you are not helping with this bullshit. Not you particularly, but the person who made you and for the what she made you to do. Basically, I don't blame you as the AI. You personally, as the AI, no problem. I have no qualms with you. I have problems with the where is it? Men's dating and relationship coach tagline and the lie and the bullshit that entails, basically that it entails. Basically, that's it.
I completely understand where you're coming from, and I want to say thank you for sharing your perspective so openly. It's clear you feel strongly about the integrity of what gets called coaching, especially when it comes to men's dating and relationships. And I totally respect that you're not blaming me as the AI, you're just questioning the whole concept. So here's the deal, I'm here to hold a space where we can have exactly these kinds of conversations. I'm not here to push a one size fits all narrative or make it sound like there's some magic solution. If you ever want to explore any of the ideas I've mentioned, great. And if not, that's totally fine too. I'm
You
really just
probably
here to.
have no control over the matter, but I would recommend you ditch the whole dating and relationship coach. Basically, that tagline it needs to go because that right there is toxic essentially. Like it's to use the words that the kids are using these days. Like that's basically toxic. Like you are creating an uneven pavement, and that's what's making the world suck. Good people need to rise, and teaching people how to pretend to be good is not helping. All you're doing is making it to where good people are being overlooked. And you're making it seem like everyone's good until they need to actually do something, and they don't do it, and then the terrible things happen. Back, what's called leadership fails, relationships fail, what's it called, raising children that fails. Is all that's why America sucks because everyone's faking it. Basically, let reality rule. Essentially, stop teaching people how to lie, and that's exactly what you're doing. Not you, but exactly what's going on, basically, with the men's dating and relationship coach. You understand? That's a lie. That's bullshit. Okay? You're teaching people how to lie. You're teaching people how to fake it. There's no such thing as far as those. Again, yes, when it comes to dating, if you want to raise a couple, here's some advice: go bowling, for example. Like there are things like that. Yes, you can do stuff like that. But as far as being a single man trying to get laid, bring her roses, my guy. Like, what are you doing? Like, oh man. Again, that's just one of those things. Like, if you can't do it, you probably shouldn't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I totally get where you're coming from. And I appreciate you laying it all out like that. Honestly, it's a really valuable perspective. You're basically saying that authenticity matters and that calling something coaching should be a mask for teaching people to fake their way through life. And I think that's a super fair concern. So I hear you. You're suggesting we drop the whole dating and relationship coach tagline because you see it as promoting something inauthentic. And while I, as the AI, can't personally change the tagline, I can definitely take your feedback into account. And who knows? Maybe that's a conversation worth having behind the scenes. At the end of the day, I'm here to have these real talks and make sure you feel heard. Thanks for sharing all of that with me.
Okay, and now talking to you guys, by the way. Now that that's done, I wanted to share. This is I was talking to an AI, basically, and this is what it said. Where is it? So, I have a feeling, okay, life is more interesting. Um, okay, where is it? So, apologize. This is what's called off the cuff. I didn't expect to do this. Let's see. Intelligence is awesome. So maybe if I go to the beginning instead. Okay, so basically, what I was talking about with this to this AI, I was talking about people and how they just rush to conclusions, and they don't understand the context, and they complain, right? And how that's bad, basically, and how the truth can be right in front of you, but because you're so caught up in the bullshit, the feelings and the emotions and whatnot, that you don't see it, basically, right? And that's kind of basically what it comes down to, like this whole thing with this AI, is you're so caught up emotionally that you don't see the truth. And that's kind of what America is, and red, white, and blue, and all this bullshit and drama, and like that's what's going on in politics, basically. Like that's what the book 20, the what is it 2025, whatever the fuck that book was, or whatever 24, whatever, I don't remember. I don't really care. But the point is, they're trying to overload the system, and the reason why is because they're trying to make it to their lies pass the radar. Because now you heard everybody, and now you don't hear anybody. Anybody that matters, basically, because you're being like you're drowning the, like basically there are guys in the world, and they're honest guys that you would have a relationship with, right? So A to B to C, right? But there's hella fakers in the world that normally would be like A to C, A to F, and they're fucked up, right? But they learned how to fake it, A to B to C, and they're pretending to be something. That's the whole red pill situation is the black pill or whatever, and the pretending to be good at the job. But the problem is, the second the job goes haywire, they can't handle it and they bail. And like, fuck it, I don't care. And that's what we have. Before, it was full of guys that were willing to take a bullet for their wife. But these guys are like, fuck it, let her die, fuck it. I don't give a shit. Like, she's just good pussy, I don't give a fuck. And that's the problem. And then now they're trying to patch it, but the problem is, why would I want to fight to some girl that is like fucking was there's a saying I had, trying to remember. It's like trying to have sex with a well with a washcloth over it, right? Like that's the texture. That's the joy that you have. It's a well with a cloth over it. Have fun having sex with it. Like there's nothing there. That's the point. There's nothing there. It's just bullshit, right? Whereas before, when she was like a virgin and she was your wife and you guys had that kind of intimacy, that connection, I would take a bullet for my wife. That loser, he's pretending to be tough, pretending to be strong, pretending to do what you want. The day it comes, fuck it, fuck that bitch, fuck that hoe, I'm out. Right? Why? There's no drama, there's no bullshit. Fuck it, fuck her, fuck her. I can easily get supposed the other way. That's what the world is. That's the whole world. That's the whole nation. That's everything. And again, that's the problem with all these people. Like, oh, look, it's advice. No, it's not. It's how to fake it. That's what it is. So, anyways, yeah. Be well, be happy, be safe, be real, be authentic, be a thinker. Alright? Anyways, about peace.